Take 1 part home renovation, 1 part helpful housing market tips, and throw in an HGTV veteran who at any minute might bust out some dance moves from his boy band days. And you've got HGTV's Vacation House Rules, a truly Canadian show that truly does have everything. Unlike other HGTV shows that tell the viewer which city where the episode takes place in, Vacation House Rules is a bit more of a mystery. But worry not, we've got the answer for you. Vacation House Rules is filmed in and around Ontario, Canada. The Cinemaholic noted that episodes in Season 1 filmed in Ontario locations, like Haliburton Highlands, Muskoka, and Wasaga Beach. For Season 2, host Scott McGilvery, designer Debra Salmoni, and the rest of the crew filmed in various spots around southern Ontario, Trent Lakes, Trent Hills, Minden, Blue Mountain, Collingwood, and Kawartha Lakes to be specific. According to the Toronto Sun, the first episode of the season was shot in Trent Lakes, where the average rental property goes for $300 a night, which means that these vacation property owners can make a pretty penny with the right investment. If you're watching Vacation House Rules on HGTV, thinking that host Scott McGilvery looks familiar, that's because he should. He's been an HGTV mainstay both in Canada and the US since 2008, starting with the long-running series Income Property, for which he also served as executive producer. An accomplished real estate investor, McGilvery helped first-time homebuyers on Income Property turn part of their home into an income-generating rental property. In 2013, the series won a Canadian Screen Award for Best Lifestyle Program. Income Property isn't even McGilvery's only previous HGTV series. On Buyer's Boot Camp, McGilvery worked with rookie real estate investors to help them renovate their first property and make a profit, while learning all the ins and outs of the process. Then there was Moving the McGilverys, a 10-episode HGTV Canada series which introduced viewers to McGilvery's wife and 2 young daughters as they all worked together to build their dream home. Although Scott McGilvery is heavy on the real estate investment side of things, he's really a jack of all trades. He doesn't just hire contractors to do the work, he does a good amount of it himself. If you've seen Vacation House Rules, you probably know that McGilvery sometimes likes to incorporate his own DIY projects. For example, on the Season 2 premiere episode of the series, he incorporated a 3D wall composed of blocks of wood to add a big impact without making a huge investment.
It's an interesting feature that pays tribute to the wood and the nature of things that are going on here.
Although Scott McGilvery has been an HGTV mainstay for some time, his career in real estate and construction goes back much further. In fact, it seems his interest stems back to his childhood, where he watched his father get hands-on around the house. McGilvery told Remodeled, "I've always been into it. Even as a kid, I was into woodworking, carpentry, building furniture just as a hobby." However, it wasn't until college that his personal interest began to shift toward a potential career. The business major bought his first rental property during his 3rd year of college, with the help of his student loan money when he was both looking for a new place to live and a potential topic for his thesis project. As he explained to Haas magazine, "I fell in love with real estate renovations. I became a licensed contractor when I was 26. The apparently prolific contractor even claimed that he owned 25 properties by age 25, and his business profile hasn't slowed a bit. McGilvery's television career may have been prompted by a friend's suggestion, though he didn't stop there. Today, he owns his own production company, McGilvery Entertainment Media. On Vacation House Rules, Scott McGilvery leads each vacation home renovation with a little help from designer Debra Salmoni. So who exactly is McGilvery's designer sidekick? According to her LinkedIn page, Salmoni is the owner and lead designer of her own design firm, Debra Lillian Design. From the looks of her website, Salmoni prefers minimalistic design that delivers high impact. Notably, Salmoni shows off her design on her Instagram page. In one post, she shared a beautiful finished bathroom design for one of her clients. For fans who want to work with the Vacation House Rules star, she offers a form on her website to get in contact with her. For Vacation House Rules' Scott McGilvery, it's all about the education and value he can provide to both his clients and his TV viewers. He told Remodeling, "I actually do try to give people value to the show. When you're watching the show and you're not getting value, what's the point?" To that end, the value that McGilvery provides doesn't end with his clients. He offers a wealth of tips on how to make decisions that generate the best return on your investment.
I'm going to share with you today the $1 Million Blueprint. You are a real estate investor, and there's a business model to it.
Of course, his show includes his tried and true tips, but there's a lot more where that comes from. There's his blog, available on his website, that includes helpful articles, such as 5 questions to ask yourself before you buy a vacation home. And then there's his podcast, The Real Estate Rebel, where Scott and the guests he has on give valuable information on how to navigate the housing market. And if that's not enough for you, you can also tune into McGilvery's digital series, Scott's House Call, where he meets with individuals to help them with a specific real estate or business issue in exchange for homemade food. With his years of real estate experience, Vacation House Rules star Scott McGilvery enjoys helping his clients renovate their vacation properties and setting them up for financial success. However, McGilvery can even relate to his clients on another level. He actually owns his own property near one of the show's shooting locations, Kawartha Lakes, Ontario, Canada. As he said in an interview with The Highlander, "It's nice to stay close to where I am doing properties. It's a beautiful area. I think it's underestimated. There's a lot of potential here for growth. Some other areas are just saturated and overdone, and it's maybe not quite as difficult to get into." However, the real estate investor and HGTV star doesn't have only one property. Good Housekeeping notes that McGilvery and his wife and daughters split their time between their main home in Ontario and another home in Fort Myers, Florida. We know that Scott McGilvery has a personal appreciation for the Ontario, Canada vacation towns where he and his crew filmed their hit HGTV show. So it comes as no surprise that he and his team find pleasure in supporting the local communities. As the host explained in an interview with The Highlander, "We're here to support the local community, be balanced with what we do and be respectful about it, and find affordable ways for people to have a slice of that dream too, that other people get to live all the time." Even though vacation homes could be considered a luxury that not everyone is lucky enough to afford, Scott is adamant that the show is not just for the financial elite, adding, "We're not a show that goes in and says, let's tear this down and build something that's 100,000 square feet mega mansion. Our show is way more grassroots than that." Adding to these grassroots efforts, it's clear that McGilvery goes out of his way to help others. On Instagram in October 2020, he reflected on a meaningful project he undertook to help deserving families with his HGTV crew before the global pandemic put a pause on almost everything. In the end, as the host shared with The Highlander, it's all about the people McGilvery meets and the effect that his work has on people's lives. According to the Haliburton County Echo, McGilvery does his best to ensure that the viewers learn just as much as his lucky clients. If you've seen episodes of Vacation House Rules, it's clear that host Scott McGilvery and his design partner, Debra get along really well, most of the time at least.
I have an extra pair if you need them.
You've had gloves this whole time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you, Lloyd!
Their natural on-air chemistry together is super enjoyable to watch. So what's their relationship like off-camera? Well, it turns out that McGilvery and Salmoni are close friends both on and off camera. Salmoni shared a photo of the two of them on Instagram with the caption confirming the pair's friendship. In an Instagram post the following year, Salmoni posted alongside McGilvery, referring to him as Scotty, and captioned the photo, "Got to hang out with one of my favorite pals today. Haven't seen this fella or our fabulous crew in a month." Salmoni also appears to be close with the rest of the Vacation House Rules crew. In another Instagram post, she shared an image of herself on set and commented how much fun she has with the crew. If you've watched Vacation House Rules and wondered how you could get your own vacation property featured on the show, that is, if you're lucky enough to have one, we have all the info for you. Just go to the official website for the show and fill out the casting registration form. However, first you should find out if you're eligible to appear on the show. In order to be considered, you must own an Ontario, Canada-based vacation property, and you must have at least $75,000 of your own money to put toward the renovation. In addition, you've got to have some time on your hands. You'll need to be available at least 5 or 6 days during the renovation period, which takes up to 10 weeks. Lastly, you need that special HGTV charisma. The production team seeks people who are, quote, fun, outgoing, and super passionate about real estate investing. The application form also asks for photos of yourself and your partner and/or family, as well as pics of both the inside and outside of the property. The COVID-19 pandemic of 2020 obviously had a major effect on the entire world. In an interview with The Highlander, Scott McGilvery shared how the pandemic, as it did with the rest of the world, gave the Vacation House Rules crew some extra challenges, including filming outdoors during the winter and sleeping in tents. McGilvery said, "Boy, was it cold. As a team, it has been hard, working harder to make everything work, and fewer people doing more work." Always one to keep it real, McGilvery took to Instagram in October 2020 to share his experience getting a COVID-19 test.
3, 2, 1, coming back out. Good work.
Oh, that'll make your eyes water.
So as bad as those nose swab tests and vaccines can be, know that even your favorite HGTV stars had to do it too. However, despite the constraints of the pandemic, McGilvery has seen firsthand that not only are people changing their lives to focus on things that are meaningful to them, but also that the vacation rental industry is back in a big way. Explaining to the Toronto Star, not only are people vacationing closer to home, but work-from-home culture has proven that you don't need to be in the city to do your job. More and more people are working remotely from the cottage. We already shared that the Vacation House Rules cast and crew support the local communities where they shoot. In fact, this even includes local designers and manufacturers. While many HGTV shows regularly feature call-outs to Wayfair, Vacation House Rules incorporates materials and decor from locally owned Canadian businesses. For example, designer Kate Golding noted on her website that the HGTV series featured one of her designs in an episode, with a designer writing, "Huge thanks to Scott McGilvery and Debra Salmoni for featuring my Ontario wallpaper in the Malibu Beach House episode of HGTV's Scott's Vacation House Rules. I loved the beautiful renovation of this charming cottage." From a quick look around the designer's website, it's obvious why the team selected one of her designs, as Golding has many Canadian-themed collections. The same episode features an awning from Shade FX, a manufacturer of outdoor structures and retractable and freestanding canopies and roofs. The manufacturer's website also noted how McGilvery used a couple of the company's retractable canopies to enhance a pergola outside the vacation home. Though he may have been born to remodel and sell houses, Scott McGilvery has pursued other interests in his past, though he may not always want to be reminded of them.
It doesn't seem to matter where I go, this always comes up. Somehow, somewhere, somebody digs up your past and says, "Were you in a boy band?"
That's right. Around the same time he became a real estate investor, he was also in a boy band called Next Element, and you better believe that he was rocking the Justin Timberlake-esque bleached blonde curls. So it would make sense that McGilvery might try to use his musical talents in other areas of his life, including his home renovation show. As it turns out, McGilvery sings the theme song to Vacation House Rules. He explained how it came about during an interview with DJs Roz and Mocha on radio station Kiss 92.5 FM, with McGilvery saying, "During post-production, I started picking up my guitar and I started thinking about some music stuff and came up with a theme song for the show." And don't think his song was picked just because he was the host. Speaking with Breakfast Television, McGilvery said that he anonymously submitted the theme song to HGTV and that they chose his to use for the show. If you're like us, you probably watch Vacation House Rules and dream of owning your own vacation house rental, or at least staying in one of the show's properties. Well, we spotted one of them available. In Season 1's Carriage House, Scott, Debra, and the crew renovated a property in Prince Edward, Ontario, Canada, owned by couple Laura and Dale. The final reveal showcased the gorgeous wide plank hardwood flooring, vibrant paint colors, and black and white granite kitchen countertop, which serves as a partial backsplash above the stove. Not to mention the bathroom, featuring the same flooring along with wood cabinets and black and gold accents. The highly rated Airbnb listing encourages guests to, quote, "live like a local and enjoy all the convenience of downtown village life, with no driving necessary, in this leafy setting overlooking the park." Along with an outdoor patio, tennis courts, and children's playground, the home is a beautifully updated two-bedroom space that's sure to help make for a relaxing vacation. Interestingly, we spotted some changes from the show's reveal, namely newly white paint covering the formerly green walls and the stones surrounding the fireplace. What's not included? The man behind the renovation, McGilvery himself. One can only wish. We were all super excited when HGTV renewed Vacation House Rules for a second season of 13 episodes. While we, of course, wanted a third season too, fans may have been surprised that the cast and crew started filming it before HGTV officially renewed the show again. From a peek at the social media pages of show stars Scott McGilvery and Debra Salmoni, it looks like filming began in the summer of 2021, while the second season of the show was still airing. On August 21st, 2021, McGilvery shared to Instagram an adorable photo of himself and his wife, Sabrina, with one of their two daughters holding up a microphone, while the other appears to capture them on camera, and the photo contained a couple clues about the episode they were filming, like the colorful signs that seemed to be hinting towards a vacation home on the beach. One Instagram post from McGilvery's designer partner Salmoni, however, seemed to leave nothing up to the imagination. On August 5th, 2021, she posted a photo of herself and her co-star and wrote, "Shooting season 3 with this fella. We have some incredible transformations well underway." With Season 3 of Vacation House Rules, Scott McGillivray and his design partner, Debra, are back for more vacation house remodels, which all follow McGillivray's tried-and-true set of rules. So what can viewers expect this time around? According to McGillivray in an interview with Entertainment Tonight Canada, this season will definitely be their longest yet, with 12 episodes and remodels planned.
It's the most episodes we've ever done, and it's the biggest projects that we've ever taken on during one of the most challenging times, of course.
McGillivray is clearly referring to filming this entire season in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, but that didn't damper his enthusiasm. As he added, "I'm excited because people are getting great ideas. They're being inspired, getting real solutions to being able to acquire dream vacation properties and a way to afford it as well." Fans of Vacation House Rules are in for a treat, as Season 3 of the HGTV Summertime series features Scott McGillivray's own vacation house remodel. Yes, the host is renovating his own vacation property along with his wife and daughters in a separate 4-part HGTV special this season called Scott's Own Vacation House. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight Canada, McGillivray divulged more details about the project, including how it came about. And as it turns out, it was not at all intentional, with McGillivray revealing, "This is a bit of a happy accident, to be honest." While filming the 3rd season, he discovered a property which was described as, quote, "a huge project that someone could really take advantage of." The project was so massive, in fact, that according to McGillivray, it was obvious why no one had taken on the challenge. So he decided to take it on himself.
And then I said, well, I like taking on big and difficult things.
For the project, McGillivray was happy that his daughters were going to be part of it, saying, "Getting my kids involved was important to me. They're at that age when they ask a million questions, and they're interested, so I want to nurture that interest in what I do. Who knows? Maybe they'll even turn it into a family business and have their own show one day." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite home renovation shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.